Well, welcome to This Week on Great Lakes Golf today. Mike Jamieson along with Dave Sanford, who has to put up with me every Monday and Tuesday night. That's scary, isn't it?
No, it's enjoyable. Enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
We're out here at the beautiful Crosswinds golf course right out on 20, and I spend a lot of time here. And you know, it's been a crazy summer so far. It was brown. We got no water. Then all of a sudden we just got a deluge, and appreciate you letting us come out here and do a show here.
Well, thank you. We're glad you're out here. We're definitely glad you're out here.
We got some phenomenal footage with our drone, and you're going to love this week. And we're going to take you here right in just a couple of minutes on Great Lakes Golf today. Once again, welcome back to Great Lakes Golf today. Here with Dave Sanford out at Crosswinds Golf Course. And Dave, this course has been around, well, yeah, I have to say now, it's been here quite a while because I've been playing here a long time.
Yes, it's been here. 9 holes have been here since 1997, and the 18 holes have been playable since 2010.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I've been in league here since about 2010, 2011 with Pat Eakin and all the great folks out here, and we have a wonderful time. And you know, granted, this is not, you know, we're not at TPC Sawgrass. We're not. But I'll tell you what, this is a fun course. We enjoy it. I've been in this league, and I always say this is a ma and pa kind of league, but you just don't let the mas come out for us.
Yeah.
Probably a smart thing, though, because we got some mean guys out there, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one thing, and we just talked about it 5 minutes before we started shooting, is the fact today is that one day where there's no winds out here today.
Yes. Crosswinds doesn't have its name today. Definitely on that. This is unusual for Crosswinds Golf Club not to have winds. Well,
and it really brings a lot into how you play the game of golf, because this spring and early summer we've had these weird east winds. So it's made this a whole different course. It's made it a whole different course. The way you play it, I mean, I'm 2 clubs, maybe 3 clubs up or down on some of these holes, and it's, you got to test your accuracy here.
Oh yes, you do. Yes, winds can be a big difference. You know, especially when we get that northeast wind coming. The golf course is playing completely different than when we have the prevailing winds, which is out of the southwest. But it's a challenge when you get those winds blowing.
Well, we get our drone. We put our drone up in the air. It kind of gives you. We took it way up high just to give you an idea of what you were able to do with this piece of property, and be able to go back and turn the 9 holes that they had into the 18 holes that it is now. And I got to be honest with you, there's a couple of holes, and we'll talk about them a little later, that I absolutely can't stand because they beat me every time. But I'm going to get them one of these days.
There we go. That's good.
But that's the whole game of golf too, you know. And you don't need the driver on every hole here. No. You definitely don't need the driver, but you have to be able, because one of the things on some of these holes that, you know, you have tree lines on both sides, is it crowns.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you hit that ball as straight as you possibly can.
Correct. Number 7 is one of them.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's my baby.
Number 7 that was built years ago, back you know, in 1996, because it opened up in 97. It was one of the first holes, and they brought a little bit of dirt in there, and it's crowned there. You got to hit it right in the top of the crown, or otherwise it goes left or right. Definitely.
It's something that I noticed here with some of your greens. Hole number 8 is kind of a really weird peanut-shaped green, you know,
awesome.
that you got.
Yeah, very unique green in the shape of it. You can play very easy when the pins are up front. You know, it's a nice little short par 3, but when you get it back in the back, it becomes almost like a par 4.
Oh, sure. Oh, definitely. And one of the things too that you really got to realize here is, You do have some out of bounds. You got to be careful about your out of bounds and make sure to stay out of the cornfields or the bean fields. You want to stay out of the cornfields and bean fields. But if you're smart enough, and I came out here one day and I played 7-iron golf one day, and it was the best round of golf I ever played. Was out here just playing 7-iron and hitting that thing 140, 150.
Yep.
And I was able to coordinate and get myself, because what happens with me, if you're other guys, you're a long ball hitter and you can get there in 2 and you do it, but you're leaving yourself 40 and 50 foot putts, and the undulation on the greens just, you know, you really got to know how to putt.
Yes, definitely out here. But when you said that, Mike, it's, you know, that 7-iron, just playing the 7-iron is definitely, you know, great way of playing the golf course. You keep it in play, but you don't bring in hazards. You don't bring in the out of bounds. You just basically play it and play it the smart way. You play to score and not to hit the ball long.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I noticed is we're doing this shoot in the afternoon on a Wednesday afternoon. You've just got a ton of kids out here playing. And I know you work with the kids, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later in the show, but you have so many great little programs for these kids to learn the game, and a lot of the girls, especially girls that you're teaching, have gone on to some really big names here in golf.
We've been very fortunate to have the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with some great talent, some young ladies and young men, but the talent has been very, very strong, and I've been very lucky to been able to you know, touch them for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Well,
they love you. You're a great teacher, and you've helped me out a little bit with the game. Other than you just told me to just cut my brain out and put a new brain in, and it helped me out a lot. But,
I think a lot of us.
Yeah, exactly. When we come back, we'll take you out on the front 9 here. It's Great Lakes Golf today, our 31st season of doing these golf shows.
Awesome. Very, very
crazy,
good.
Isn't it?
That is great.
You're going to love the great footage we got for you here. Crosswinds Golf Course in Perrysburg, right off at 20, and we'll be right back.
Different problems require different solutions. Seagate Roofing and Foundation Services has been solving water problems for over 30 years. We have the expertise to provide you with the best solution. Seagate replaces foundations, straightens walls, lifts sinking foundations, and waterproofs basements. Get your free estimate before you make a decision, because you deserve to have all the facts. We are the local experts.
244 LEAK Seagate.
Hey golfers, come play Toledo's premier public course. Heatherdowns Country Club is where you belong in 2023. Heatherdowns is a beautiful 18-hole layout with stunning views. Tee times are available 7 days a week with great rates. Our clubhouse and banquet facilities are the perfect location to host your golf outing, wedding, banquet, corporate meeting, graduation party, or memorial services. Go to heatherdowns.com or call 419-385-0248. Heatherdowns Country Club, where you belong in 2023.
Genoa Bank is celebrating 120 years. Hi, I'm Marty Sutter, President and CEO of Genoa Bank. Since 1902, Genoa Bank has been caring for the financial needs of our neighbors. Our roots remain as we continue to serve our customers, our communities, and our families. Genoa Bank celebrates 120 years by reflecting on our past and, more importantly, focusing on our future. We will continue to make a positive difference in the lives of those who work, bank, and invest at Genoa Bank.
For the best meats around and the best price, get to Frobos Meat Locker on Front Street in Pemberville. Frobos family features homegrown meats, and they make a whole bunch of different kinds of items, and they have over 200 different kinds of handmade items. Not to mention, Frobos Meat Locker is definitely a bratwurst paradise. They have over 125 different brands of bratwurst to choose from. Be sure to check them out on Facebook or visit their website, frobosmeatlocker.com.
Stop struggling with the big box stores. Choose Gladieux.
Gladieux Home Center. A hardware store, yet so much more. Your home improvement answer store. A place to design your interior space. A professional and friendly smiling face. Everything you need for your home. And Gladieux is locally owned. You'll be glad to know Gladieux Home Center.
welcome back to Great Lakes Golf today, our 31st season, and we're on my home course in Crosswinds out in Perrysburg with Dave Sanford, and Dave is teaching professional, and he works with the kids, and he works with me. Doesn't work with me. I'm sure it works with the kids, but that's not your fault, Dave. You know that. So, but the course is fun, and we're out here every Monday and Tuesday night. We call it the old man's league on Monday night because it's the white tees, and I think the white tee league is, the guys are more hardcore in that league than they are in the blue tee league. Because you got us, 50 and 60-year-old guys, and there's some 20 and 30-year-old guys that play in it. And, of course, those guys can hit the ball 260, 280, 290.
Correct.
I can do that in 3 shots.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. We'll take you out on the front 9, and, this is your first hole here. This a par 4, and if you can hit a straight drive, you're great. But if I'm weird, I bring the 5-wood out. I hit that 5-wood 180 yards out there, and I'm set up for a nice little 160 into the hole.
Oh, it's perfect. That's it all depends. You hit some warm-up shots on the tee, and if you don't have that driver going real well, it's a very, I would advise sticking it in the bag and hit that hybrid or as we mentioned before, hit that 6-iron, 7-iron, just to get, because it's only at 300 yards, 310. I mean, you move it down there, you've got a shot into the green. But we got pond right, we got out of bounds left, and I said you got to keep it straight. So if you feel strong, go for the driver, but otherwise,
it's not even the pond anymore. It's the cattails in the pond.
Well, yeah.
Because you get there and there's nothing you can do with it. But it is a beautiful hole. My recommendation, if you're just coming out here and you don't get to work out on the driving range too much, boy, like you said, 7-iron or 5-wood or something like that.
Just keep it in play. Something you hit straight. Hit it straight, hit about 150 yards, you're good.
Hole number 4 is absolutely... this is where the crosswinds come in.
Correct.
This is a long par 5, and it's got a dog leg left. And the big guys, the big hitters, they basically take the water out of the play now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And for us, because if you're like me, you can't turn the ball that well, so you have to hit it, and you could get it up into the hills real quick here.
Real quick, and that's a thing. Either something that you want a club that's something you can hit a little bit short of the hill, and knowing your yardage and what tees you're playing from, but then also going at it and then just hitting it hard, hitting it into number 2's fairway, making sure there's nobody there.
Right.
But hitting into two fairway, it opens up the hole a lot too.
Sure.
It takes the pond out of the way. It just, it's a great way to come in from, but you have to be careful when you're playing that hole if you're gonna take it far and take it into 2's fairway.
Well, basically, if you can get your second shot into a really playable position, you can attack this pin very well.
Yes.
And not a lot of undulation with this green. You got a little bit, it banks a little left, right. But if you can get it there and get there in good shape, you've really got a good chance of a birdie here.
Oh yeah, you do. Very much so.
Now, hole number 7 is just, it's literally, it's a different planet to me. If you've been hitting the driver good all day, you can go up there and get yourself into a lot of trouble with a good driver shot.
Yes, you can. It's a hole that is most talked about of all the 18 holes. Number 7 is probably the most talked about hole, and it's ruined a lot of rounds of golf. Believe me.
I know.
With the tee shot, and then also with the second shot too. People's gotten the ball in great position, and next thing you know, they've got it left or right. It's a tee shot, but also you got to get that second shot down there too.
You talked a lot about this too, because it is a flat fairway once you get to it, but it does have a crown to it, and it just depends on what side of that crown you're going to get on what's going to happen. Because I know you got a couple of trees out there when you got about a 160 shot, and most of us guys at 160, 170 are hitting 5 or 6 irons.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be able to get the elevation to get it over that tree, so you got to be careful. Basically, you want to do a punch-out shot there, and get it to go. But with all the rain and everything you've had, boy, that area is greened up really nice, and it's a lot of fun.
It's awesome. The staff here at Crosswinds have done an excellent job cleaning the woods out. A little bit easier for us.
Sure.
hitters that don't hit it real straight all the time, we're able to go in and find our balls. But that hole is just a great hole overall. It's a placement hole off the tee, and then getting that second shot down there. It's a little bit easier said than done.
Hole number 9 this is me when I'm 2 over with hole number 9 to play. And you're laughing because you know exactly where I'm going with this. And I joke with the guys about it. I said, it's those damn cattails out there.
Oh.
And 9 times out of 10 they'll get me, and the cattails are fun right here.
Oh yeah, it's a challenge. We just finished up with a lesson just a little bit ago, and we finished on number 9 with the lesson, and it was a lot of fun. You're looking at the cattails, and the fellow that we had the lesson with was telling about how he skipped it off the water. But you don't do that anymore with cattails.
Yeah, exactly.
Cattails, you can't skip it off the water, but it's a challenging hole. And how many rounds, as you said, Mike, that come there and you're even par, 1 over, even under par, and you come up there and clunk it.
Yep.
Either that or we got it left into the driving range, or we got it right in number 1's fairway. So
I've actually hit that little shed that you've got out there.
Yeah.
My partner Roger and I, we both clocked that shed almost in the same exact spot. And you couldn't imagine doing that.
Yeah.
But we have. But if you can get one out there good and you're out there 220, 240, you're looking at maybe an 8 or 9 iron in
easy.
at about 130, 140.
Yep.
If you're closer than that, I've literally drove almost to the green on this hole. And it is a beautiful hole. Birdied it many times. So you've done a very good job here on the front 9.
It's been fun.
Hi, this is Dan Sutton here at Heatherdowns Country Club for this week's Great Lakes Golf Today Tip of the Week. I want to talk today about the grip. Early in the season, how are we putting the hands on the club this year? Too many people just kind of put their hands on the club nonchalantly and don't really think too much about what they're doing. Do you do a 10-figure baseball grip? Do you overlap? Do you interlock? How you put your hands on the club is one of the most important things you're going to do all season. And early in the year here, I like to talk about how always make sure the hands are working as a unit. Don't ever let your hands do the splits. Want to make sure that they're nice and tight together here. How tight do you hold the club? You hold it tight, you hold it loose. I always use the reference of holding the club like you're holding an open tube of toothpaste. Not too tight, not too loose. If you're squeezing the club tight, muscles in your forearms all the way up into your shoulders get tight and tense. So a nice soft grip. Another little analogy is holding the club like a banana, not squeezing that banana too tight. So that's good. Where do we hold the club at here? I want to hold the club more down in my fingers as compared to up in my palms. I see a lot of this stuff where people just wrap the club around in their hands. If I was going to chop wood, I'd put the club down in my palms. But where do you have touch? Where do you have feel? Down in your fingertips. So the more you can hold the club down in your fingers, the better off you're going to be. Always make sure that your pinky doesn't hang off the butt end of the club. It's almost like you're choking down the club on about 1/2 inch. That's always a good one here as well. But make sure you get your hands on the club properly, not too tight, not too loose here. I want the hands to work in unison. So get yourself a good solid grip. A couple little checkpoints they always say is the V between your left thumb and index finger should be pointing to your right ear. The V between your right thumb and right index finger should be pointing to your between your right ear and your right shoulder. So you can always test those here. And then the real good one here is as far as hitting hooks and slices here. If you want to hit a hook, strengthen your grip, turn your hands to the right. If you want a straight one, neutral grip. If you want to hit a fade, weaken your grip, put your hands over here to the left, and try it out here on the driving range here. You'll be surprised here. But if you want to hook it, turn your hands to the right. If you want to fade it, turn your hands to the left here. So I'll hit a couple real quick. Straightaway shot here. I got a nice little 7-iron here. Straight away, good neutral grip. Just like that. Now to hit the draw, hit a hook, strengthen my hands to the right. I like to use about 1/8 of an inch increments. So nothing's changed in my stance here. I've strengthened my grip. About a 10-yard hook, good. Neutral, want to hit a fade, go about 1/8 inch weak, turning my hands to the left, make the same swing. There's a little 10-yard fade. So try it out here. Get yourself comfortable with the grip this year. Not too tight, not too loose. Be surprised what just turning your hands a little bit one way or the other will do. I know a bunch of you guys are out there hitting the fade. Watch your grip pressure on that driver. Don't be squeezing that club too tight here. But good food for thought there for you. This is Dan Sutton here at Heatherdowns Country Club for this week's Great Lakes Golf Today Tip of the Week. Till next week, hit them straight.
Hi, Brian here with Crooked Creek Golf Course. I'm here to tell you about our new promotion going on. Every time you golf 18 holes, you put your name and phone number on the back of a ticket, you drop it in the golden barrel. And that one individual gets to come in and have a shot at a hole-in-one from 165 yards. No pressure, but the $1 million is paid over 40 years. Come out here at Crooked Creek Golf Course, Ottawa Lake, Michigan, and we look forward to seeing you.
There is only one place where you'll find scenic golf at affordable prices. Fallen Timbers Fairways. This golf course offers some of the best golf in Northwest Ohio for any skill level. At Fallen Timbers, they can help you plan for your next outing or event, or even improve your skills with their talented golf instructors. With their exceptional rates, Fallen Timbers is your first choice for great golf. FallenTimbersFairways.com. Easy to find, fun to play, right off Route 24 in Waterville. FallenTimbersFairways.com. Fallen Timbers Fairways.
Brandywine Country Club and the newly renovated Arthur Hills Championship Design Golf Course are now open to the public. Play 18 holes or enjoy a delicious meal at our restaurant. Our remodeled banquet room makes a great place to have your wedding or other events. And of course, we still offer memberships to get you full access to our fantastic facilities, including swimming pool, fitness center, and more. For a list of full membership benefits or to schedule a tee time, go to brandywinecc.com.
Let's go back out on the course. We're going to start our little rendezvous here with hole number 12, which could either be a monstrous blessing or could get you into a lot of trouble. It was a very well planned par 5. Yeah, you guys did this one real well.
Yeah, it's a great hole. It makes you think when you're out there. I mean, the long hitters, they can get home in 2. It challenges you to get home in 2. I've played with players that challenge themselves to get there, and some have done it and some haven't. And then the other challenge is the fellows that are a little bit shorter is trying to lay the ball up and get yourself a third shot into the green. So yes, it's a challenge.
That's a big correct. Hole number 15 is basically my favorite grip and rip hole on this whole course. You really can't get into trouble unless, of course, that just happens to be the time you don't close that face all the way. And it's always going to be a crosswind right there.
Oh, yeah.
And you know it's going to hit it out into the field.
Yep. And it's been, this year with the winds being out of the northeast, north, it's played a little bit harder, a little bit longer.
Sure it has.
But it does, that hole, Mike, just as you said, is a grip and rip it. You got a lot of landing area out there. You just hit it as hard as you can to get it down there. And then you got a nice little, short iron shot into the green. And the green is not a big green, but it's pin placements can be.
Yeah, it's got some turn to it. Yep.
And it's a good hole, very, very good hole.
Hole number 17, I did it again Monday night. We had a pre-golf for our lead because one of our guys are going out of town.
It's a great hole. It's par 5. You can play, short. You can play very long. depending on where you get it at, you can.
And the winds.
Yes, the winds, especially again, a lot of northeast winds, not our prevailing winds, which have helped us play a little bit, the hole a little bit shorter. It's been a little bit longer,
right?
You know, the winds coming out of the northeast, and you know, that pond on the left-hand side will play. You know, and I've seen many a balls that players have laid themselves up pretty good for their third shot, and just not enough club, and they've got it in the water. So it's a great hole for us, a great finishing hole, one of our finishing holes that you can either birdie it or bogey it, you know, or even more. In the evenings, we'd like to have the families come out. It's a very fun time. We play a scramble. We play from the multiple tees that we have here at Crosswinds. So we play a very short golf course, and then we play a little bit longer. But we have some fun. The families can come out, whether they're 4 years old or 5 years old, and you know, it's a great time. Everyone has the opportunity to basically play from a set of tees that they like and they want.
Very cool.
So we work with a lot of juniors. We do a lot of individual classes what I do with them, and then we also work with the autistic children that we have coming this next Monday. We'll be working with them. We have eight students coming in with that, which is a very rewarding you know, situation for me, because these young men and women are awesome. They're very smart young men and women, and you know, it's so fun to work with them because
awesome.
of all the stuff that they do.
You do a hell of a job with these kids, and they all just adore you. They come out here, they're very polite, and you teach them the rules of the game and the etiquette of the game, and that's just a big thing. What's the telephone number if people want to get involved out here? Well,
you can use my telephone number, which is 419-350-0821, but then you also can call the club too, 419-872-4653 at the club, and our lady that'll be answering the phone most of the time in there will be Jill, and she can get the information to me.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, we're going to be out here every Monday and Tuesday having fun all the time. You're actually adding an inch of club to my clubs now, and even with my arm all messed up, I hit one of the guys you just fixed his club, and he's 6'6" like me. I went out there, I didn't even take a practice swing. I hit a 6-iron and I crushed it, and I said, could this be my problem? Could it be?
We're going to find out.
We got the monkey arms, it's done. Well, thank you, though, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
For us on
Mike.
Mondays and Tuesdays.
I appreciate it. We enjoy having you here.
I'm gonna find a beautiful young lady, and I'm gonna bring her out here and teach her how to play the game of golf.
There we go. That sounds good.
Folks, thanks for watching. 31 years of this craziness. Don't forget about Saturday mornings with ESPN 100.7, the sports show that sucks. And we do that each and every week. And God bless and take care. We'll see you next week.